slow inhale for about a count of 4. And let's do an even exhale. One more slow inhale and an even exhale. Inhale, exhale. Let's now make our exhale just a couple of counts longer than our inhale. So we might go for an inhale of 4 and an exhale of 6. Inhale, exhale. Inhale for 4, exhale for 6. Inhale for 4, exhale for 6. Continue now with a few rounds of this on your way, on your own. You know the way. Inhale for 4, exhale for 6. Allow your body to be held by the mat, the weight of the mat and the ground underneath you. You have nothing to do for the next 20 minutes. Nowhere to go. You're just focusing on yourself. Let's take one more round of those breaths. So inhale for 4 and exhale for 6. Set up for our first pose now, which is supported child's pose. So it is a normal child's pose, but we're going to have a bolster under our chest. So you can choose, if you have a hard bolster, you can choose that. But you can use a soft bolster or you can use both. I'm going to opt for soft bolster. So I've got my big toes together. I'm bringing my knees out about as wide as the mat. You can have the bolster right up against your knees so your chest sits on the bolster when you lay back into child's pose, or you can have it so that your forehead sits. I find the forehead seems to feel more supportive for me, feel less constricted, but that's entirely up to you. Of course, you don't need to use a prop. You can just lay on the floor. However, in restorative, we like to feel safe and supported, and it is about resting and restoring with ease. So we don't want to be stretching as such. We kind of want to be relaxed and collapsed over things rather than holding ourselves. So the bolster helps us to do that. The bolster holds us. So finding yourself nestling in, we do stay in these poses for up to 5 minutes. So get comfy, nestle in, find yourself a space, create your nest. You can take a blanket over you if you wish. Just breathing in now. So let's take a big breath. Let's draw it up from the back of our buttocks, all the way up our back body, up our spine, up through our back, upper back, and sigh it away. Let's take one more big breath in and sigh it away. And then just relaxing down. With these poses, we don't want to have pain. You may feel discomfort, and you breathe into that, move through that. But you don't want to have any pain. We again also don't want muscle activation. We just want relaxation. We want the body to feel heavy and surrendered into the pose. And as always, if your mind wanders, bring yourself back with your breath. Anchor yourself in your body with your breath by focusing on those inhales and exhales. Soften your belly into the support. Feel your breath expand into your back and let your shoulders drop. You are supported here. I'm going to move into our next pose, which is reclined bound angle. So just moving very slowly, setting yourself up. If you have a block with props, you can use that, or you can use your couple of props like I'm going to do. And we're going to bring ourselves to our bottoms to the edge of the prop, and we are just going to lay ourselves back, opening up our heart space and bringing our feet together. This is called bound angle. So what we do is we place something onto our ankles. You might have a blanket that you can wrap around. I'm just placing a pillow there. Just kind of reminds us, brings our awareness to that space. And just laying back down, just feeling that comfort. You can just also cross your ankles if you don't have anything you can put on them, or you can bring your feet crossed. You can also place a pillow across your pelvis. Allows a sense of safety, or a sandbag if you have one. Allows us just to feel more grounded and safe in that space. So just breathing here, settling in again. You may also like to pop an eye pillow or a towel over your eyes. You might have a blanket completely over you. You can cocoon yourself in the blanket if you wish to. Whatever feels safe, nested here for you. It's just drawing a nourishing breath. Again, bringing it up from our hip, up from our pelvis, up our front body, through our waist, ribs, into that heart space, really drawing it in and opening up that heart space. And then letting it go. Let's take one more of those, drawing it in and up. Sigh it away. Just rest in the stillness now. Rest in the safety. Let your chest gently open. Relax your jaw and your face. And allow the breath to be soft, receiving the support that is beneath you, being held by the support that is beneath you. If there's any discomfort, breathe into that. I have some discomfort in my right hip that's going down into my right quad. Just focusing on drawing in my breath and sending it into that space to just really relax and soften there. Resting here for a few more minutes. Seeing if there's anywhere that you can soften or surrender further. Can you relax your back further down onto the bolster? Relax your hands more. Inhale, and as you exhale, really surrender down into the space that supports you in your back body. Feeling that body soften. Let's take one more big breath in here, drawing it up from that pelvic region. Let's have a little hold at the top and then exhale. The little hold at the top between the inhale and the exhale brings a little bit of energy to the nervous system, draws things in, and then the release of the exhale allows us to let those things go, resulting in the calming sensation that we're really looking for in these practices for our nervous system. We're going to move into a supported twist now. So we're just going to remove our pillow if you have one. Just gently bring yourself to a seated position, just enough to get the props out of the way. And we're going to bring our bolster down along the side of our body and just laying ourselves back in a Shavasana style, bringing the bolster just under your armpit so that your arm can reach out long, lifting up your left leg, bending your knee, planting your foot, and then just taking, you might need to just shuffle your hip over so that you can bring that right leg or left leg up over onto the bolster. We have that supported twist. Which is feeling amazing for my hips today because they are sore. Your hips should be aligned in that twist. You will feel or should feel something through the ITB. You can keep your head, your eyes closed, your head straight up towards the ceiling, or you can drop your head over to the left hand side for a little bit of a neck stretch. So our cues here are letting both of our shoulders soften. We're not forcing anything. We're just ringing, giving a gentle ringing through the spine. Just making sure you're keeping that focus on your breath, using your breath to anchor you in your body, really expanding through that heart space as you inhale, and allowing your body to soften down further in any spaces that you can as you exhale. On our next inhale, we're just going to roll ourselves back onto our back, bringing out both of our feet to the floor with our knees bent. Just allow ourselves a little moment here. Got a little shaky wobbly thing happening. Calm itself in a minute. It's picking up that bolster, taking it over to the other side, lining it up just in underneath your armpit, sending that left leg out long, just moving that hip so that you can roll over and bring that leg over onto that bolster. Arms out wide, heart space is open, and dropping your head over to the right hand side if that's good for you. Just take in a breath and exhale. Just again, softening here, relaxing here, surrendering into the bolster. And that gentle ringing is occurring through that waist area around the spine. Drawing in another big breath here and letting it go. On your next inhale, just bringing that leg back around, bringing your hips back flat on the floor, dropping both of your feet to the floor, and just again allowing yourself to rest here. We're going to move into our next pose, which is a legs up the wall version. So there's two things you can do. You can do legs up the wall or legs on the bolster. I'll show you legs up the wall. So what you're wanting to do is you're wanting to come to a wall, your bottom as close to the wall as you possibly can. And then you're going to twist yourself around so that you place your legs up against the wall. And you are elevated. And that allows you, I guess, a space to rest your legs. Or your other option is to have a bolster and you come with your legs. You can come seated on the bolster, then you, I'm going to move back a bit. Seated on the bolster, and then you just gently drop yourself back and down so that it's almost like you are in a bridge position, but then you're just lifting your legs up. So this does also elevate your back, your lower back just slightly, which is an activation. So we kind of want to be careful about that. But if you can do this and send relaxation into your body, into your lower back, that's fine. Or you can simply remove the bolster and just send your legs high, which oddly seems weird, but it's actually quite comfortable once you settle in. I've got a little bit of the shakes going on, some activation somewhere that I need to focus on and let go. So whichever pose you are in, legs up the wall or just legs in the air, or you've got your back a little bit on the bolster, just surrendering now into that space, allowing your body to soften. It is easy to activate our legs in this position, so just really sending that calming, relaxing breath. Might be your hips that are activating, might be your quads. Just send that message that they can relax. Allow your feet to fall heavy. You don't want to be flexing the feet, activating the calves. Just allow them to fall. I've got the shakes in this really badly. Again, using your breath to keep yourself anchored if your mind wanders or you feel there's any overwhelm or anything going on. We're getting towards the end of the practice where we may have some things coming up. Draw them up with your inhale and then let them go with an audible sigh if you like. Let's take one more big breath in and let it go. You to move your bolster out of the way if you have one and send your legs long and prepare yourself for Shavasana now. Some people like to have the bolster underneath their legs so that they can butterfly their legs in Shavasana like such. You might like a blanket, you might like a pillow under your head. You might like a bolster or a sandbag across your middle again, bringing that sense of grounding and safety. Just allowing yourself to settle in for Shavasana now, feeling fully supported, feeling the whole body supported, not holding anything, we're not changing anything, we're just simply being aware of our body on the mat. Notice how your body feels now. Even if there are only very subtle shifts, they matter. Let's just take one big breath in, drawing it up from our toes all the way up through our body, legs, hips, waist, ribs, into the heart space, all the way up. Hold a wee bit at the top and then exhale, letting it all go. Drawing anything in with our exhale that's come up. Let's take one more exhale. And sigh it away. You might like to lengthen your exhale this time, make it slightly longer than your inhale. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 6. Just let that intentional breath go now and just lay in stillness. Not focused on anything, not worrying about breath. Discomfort, just resting in ease here. Allowing the restore that comes with the rest. You two shortly roll over to one side, laying here for a moment. Then when you're ready, coming up to a seated position, keeping your eyes closed, just moving enough to get yourself into position. Taking a big breath in and an exhale away. Bring our hands to heart space. Thank you for resting with me today. I hope you can take your calm nervous system with you into the day. Remember though, throughout the day, if you need, you can return to your breath, return to stillness, and return to the sense of calm that you have now. Namaste.